touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections, touch your Hans. Just make sure you get everything like you want it.
Well, greetings, Sigma race fans. We come at you here live tonight from Armory Digital Super Speedway for the USATrucks West Division season opener. And a lot of new faces. There's a lot of new this season here for 2026 USATrucks. They've got a new truck model. They've got plenty of new rookies and star drivers returning from last year as well. But the big thing is a lot of the veterans, the champions. It's a field full of non-champions this year, as they've all kind of got the upgrade to move up through the ladder. You'll see lots of returning drivers that have come close to a title, but none of the defending champions nor past champion, other than Guido Piano. Guido Piano is the only returning champion in the series. So it's going to be interesting to see what this year has in store for us. So tonight, starting off with Armory Digital Super Speedway on the West Division, here's your starting lineup for today's race. Front row, you've got Mikko Kunis with the pole position for LFG Motorsports right alongside Jason So in the number 55 Honda machine. Then you have Chasey Plays in the number 49 Toyota alongside the 18 of Noah Hobson, also LFG Motorsports. Top 5 for LFG starting on the front 5 here today. Then you got Billy Lovejoy and Asiel Escobar next row back. Casey Nanako, and that would be the number 5 of Santi Messi. Next row back, you've got, says Ace Vaden on the door, but that's actually Mark Walker here tonight. Ace Vaden has stepped down from racing duties and hands the reins over to the eldest Walker, Mark Walker, right there alongside the 17 of Jack Davis. Then you have Bradley Ream and Noah Hobson. Zach Magoon and the number 7 of Spinham Walker. Number 8 of Campbell Marsh and the 80 of Shy Turtle. Then it is the 24 of Kyler Sustre and the 03 of Gabe McDuffie. Go Seahawks. Tomorrow the Super Bowl with the Seahawks. This truck may change paints if the Seahawks win the Super Bowl. Next back, you've got Barry Earwall alongside the 86. That is, my brain is not computing all the names quite yet. That is Paul Tavarini. So Tavarini starting in the midst of the mid-pack here. Following back a little further, you got Davian West and Rich Roy. You've got the 91 of Jamie McMurphy and the 87, which is Walker Bacon. Another newcomer. Still learning names. He's going to be driving the number 87 Carhartt for Kellen Relic Racing. Kellen Relic Racing just won the Cup race the other night with Eli Wolf, so we'll see how it does here tonight in the number 87 truck. Then you got Bailey Parker and Roach, Jonathan Sheridan and Paul Ladino, Matt Yard and Luis Rodriguez. So names again, yes. A good year for me to start learning all the names John Brinker, and the 11, which is Matthew Hubert. Donovan Heist and Jimmy West, Jakub Rosevich, and the 50 of Taylor Cording. 36, and the 26, the 07 at the very back there. Tried something a little different there, folks, on the fly. Didn't really remember all the names, but we'll learn them here through the season as they go. Yes, I did. It looked really, really sweet. That Goodwrench Bridge to Cup scheme that you put together. If you want, I can get it put into the game so that it'll be part of the race lineup going here today. Or if you even want that to be part of the paint scheme for tonight or today's race, just let me know. So we're getting rolling here. 58 laps, 150 miles around Armory. This probably will see at least one pit stop with these truck drivers. Everything else has been pretty chill, pretty relaxed lately. The races this week have not been very crash filled, so who knows what the trucks will have in store for us here today. Here we go, rolling onto the green flag. Mikko Kunis, pole position, leads the way into turn 1. Right there, that's the 49. Up Chasey plays. And the 2 of Billy Lovejoy. Jason So in the top 5, as well as Casey Nanako. 3 wide for 5th place there. Nanako goes to the bottom, stays low. Looks like she's going to take over the top 5 spots here. Getting up to 3rd even. Oh, we're going to go 4 wide for 2nd perhaps. No, it's going to fall into 3 wide for 4 wide for 3rd. Look at that, going into turn 1 now, 4 wide for the position. Mikko Kunis up front leading, doing something we haven't seen a lot of drivers do, actually lead multiple laps at the front here today. There we go. There's the fastest lap here in the race. But seems like whenever I do this truck, the different mods, so we're on lap 2 of 58. Not sure why. Here we go, folks. Just hold tight here while some of the technical difficulties. There we go. Now we know where we're at. That's a little bit better. Sorry about that. I've had this problem with NR2003 every year, it seems like, since I've gotten into the YouTube broadcasting side of it, that tickers are always doing their own little weird things, and gotta just adjust on the fly as we're going there. So don't know why it messed up this time, and I have no explanation for it, but at least we had a quick fix. So top of the board now, it's going to be the 21 of Mark Walker. Lots of four-wide racing. One of the things synonymous with this racetrack, 4 wide, 5 wide is when it gets touch and go. But right now, kind of cooler minds are prevailing at the moment. No reason to really push the envelope this early in the race. You don't want to make a mistake that could end your day here today. But the entire Sigma Racing season starts off here at Armory. A very tough track to tame, and it's very, very unpredictable because it's a wild card race that just about anyone can win. Already in our 4 races at this racetrack, we've had 4 different winners. Looking back at the last 4 years, you've had Matthew Fastnot, Guido Piano, Trevor Walker, and Jack Davis all claim victory at this track. Of those names, the only one in the field here specifically on the west side tonight is Jack Davis in the number 17 machine. So Jack Davis looking to try and add a second win to his resume here at Armory Digital Super Speedway. But other than those 4 drivers, and other than just the one in the field here tonight, everyone else is looking for their first career win here at Armory Digital. Campbell Marsh, this is a rookie campaign for him in the trucks. He had a stellar season in the arcade campaign last year. And first ever career starts here tonight. Names look a little bit like this. You've got, of course, the 8 of Campbell Marsh. And as we skim through the field here, we'll find the next one. You got Barry Irwall there in the number 20. This is his first career start, rookie campaign. Another driver on their rookie season here. Got the 26 of Donovan Heist. And his teammate, also a rookie this year, oh wow, the 45 there of David Dixon off the pace a little bit. Also a rookie this season. '29 there on the low side, the Wrangler Coors Lights sponsored truck there, the Dodge Ram for Railfan Motorsports. Jonathan Sheridan rookie campaign this year's. Mark Walker in the 21, as already mentioned, jumping in after the absence of Ace Vaden. This is his rookie campaign. Matt Yard in the number 60 truck, driving the 5-hour Energy Ford for Jacob Schengle Racing, rookie campaign. How about Miko Kunis, the guy leading the way right now? It's his rookie season. And our last rookie runner this year, that'll be the 87 of Walker Bacon. So 10 laps in so far, 48 laps to go. Interesting tidbit here with Borat Sagdiev in the number 07. That is a Holden sponsored, the manufacturer, my bad. It's sponsored by the AFL, which is an Australian football league. Jonah Burridge, the team owner, wanted to bring Holden into the USA Truck Series and found his opportunity here. A solo truck outfit. Holden, more popular European manufacturer, specifically even in Australia there. And this is a very, very much David versus Goliath kind of manufacturer battle. When you've got no record books, no, haven't really run in a race series quite like this. Holden is going to be out there learning a lot this year, trying to build upon a very fresh start for a manufacturer looking to become more prominent. And with Borat Sagdiev, when they saw how well he was running last year, how capable he was of wheeling these machines around the racetrack, they decided to sign him up. Borat came close to winning multiple times last year when he was finishing out the season for another team. Became a free agent, and the rest is history. Here we have Borat Sagdiev moving up into the top 5 here, fighting for second place. And Noah Hobson leads the way right now. Spin'em Walker, that 711, number 7. Chevrolet for Reemergence Racing. Yes, Bridge to Cup will be directly after this. As soon as this race closes up, you'll have to just give me about a 15-20 minute window to get the next race set up, and then we'll be rolling into Bridge to Cup action here today. It's not going to be on the same broadcast. I have a separate broadcast set up, which I'll just reset my computer real quick to avoid any gremlins. That's what I've learned. I have to reset my computer every time I go to stream. Can't leave it running or do any of that because the game will typically crash on me. Mark Walker, Matt Yard to the lead here. No big wrecks yet here today. Everyone pretty much minding their P's and Q's. Running a strong, stout race here today. Man, was I mistaken? I was saying Jack Davis was in this race, but I don't know if Jack Davis is. Oh yeah, there he is, all the way back in 33rd there. A little bit more separation. We didn't see this much separation in the ARCA or the Cup race this week. Usually the field was separated by about 2 seconds from first to last. It's kind of lingering on the longer side of 2.5 seconds from first to last here in tonight's truck race. Even though that's still, a pretty small gap that can be made up here today. They're just a little bit more spread out. Trucks definitely have a different drafting template than most of the other stock cars. These things are a big, heavy piece of machinery, breaking the air. So it's pretty pretty believable and realistic that these trucks do not draft as well together. It's actually kind of a modern marvel. Now, lap traffic, that's going to be the 45 of David Dixon. They must have had a bad engine out of the start here today. And it's going to be slow traffic central here for a little bit. He does not have any wreck-related damage, so it's kind of hard to disqualify him here. We'll see if once he gets in the draft, if he actually kind of merges in and runs better. Which seems to be maybe a little bit of the case, so perhaps just a bad break losing the draft here today. He's going to have a chance to get back into it with a caution and a lucky dog. So far, 0 cautions, 0 wrecks here today. came in a little bit ill-prepared here for today's races because of the absence from yesterday, not getting to get on and cover the race as I intended to, but better late than never. It's constantly changing every year. It is nice to know that we've had some drivers return to the season. The list, decent sized one. Drivers that have raced at Armory in the past, returning this year to run again. You've got Billy Lovejoy, Bailey Parker, Jack Davis, Noah Hobson, Kyler Sestre, Rich Roy, Lucas Holmes, Luis Rodriguez, Chasey Plays, Taylor Cording, Jason So, John Brinker, Casey Nanico, and Paulo Ladino. And as already mentioned, just like I said, Jack Davis, the only returning race winner here today. Matthew Fastnot got the call up moving into the Sigma Elite Challenge. Guido Piano, I believe, is running the East Coast now. Trevor Walker also getting the call up to the Sigma Elite Challenge. So those three drivers not in the field here at Armory after previously taking home victories here. And there's some of these drivers that are doing double duty here today. After the truck race, we're going to roll in with the Bridge to Cup race here today. Billy Lovejoy is in the Bridge to Cup race. Jack Davis. Jason So. And a couple others that are out there right now roaring around in the USA truck. Yeah, it's definitely hard to gauge a championship off of this race alone because of the unpredictability and just how much of a wild card these super speedways are. But the trucks only have a 13 race regular season. So one race here, a bad first race can really dig you a deep hole. Not having a good start to the season is amplified because of the short sprint style season for the regular season, that is. And if you're not familiar with the USA Trucks, we have the Chase, USATrucks Chase, similar to the Chase format that NASCAR has readopted, except the only difference is we take the best from the East Coast and the best from the West Coast, and you get your overall champion at the end of the year. So right now you're looking at 39 of the best drivers on the West Coast. Top 10 we have done before, where it's win and you're in, and we're going to continue with that trend this year. Win and you're in to the Chase. Top 10 winners alike, or points depending on if we have people with multiple wins taking wins away. So the top 10 best from the West and the top 10 best from the East, and then they get staggered based on points accrued with race wins, laps led, pole positions, and all the good stuff. And it usually works pretty well that the points that you earn during the regular season really help set you up for the Chase. It's been an exciting format, and it keeps, honestly, it keeps the best driver up at the front winning the championship each year. And we saw that with Trevor Vaden, who managed to win the most races in the Chase. Even though consistency was a factor, Alan Malcolm was close to actually taking the title just on consistency alone. But Trevor Vaden's wins reigned supreme. Well, we're getting towards halfway here today. 23 laps in, 35 laps to go. Bradley Ream, it's been a while since Bradley Ream last won a USATrucks race. It's been a dry spell for him. Oh my goodness, I have been misnaming the drivers. Bradley Ream had got the call up to the Sigma Elite Challenge, so it's not Bradley Ream in the number 40, it's Chris Jaramillo, which Jaramillo has proven to be a ARCA race winner. Hopping into the number 40 truck here. Could he potentially back that up with a win in the truck series? Very few drivers have garnered a win in all 4 series of Sigma Racing. So Chris Jaramillo, 1/4 of the way there, wins a truck race here today. He's halfway through winning a race in each of the different series that we host. Davian West, the fastest here so far, fastest lap, a 47.304, and they're wrecking in the background. Shy of halfway, this will bring out the first caution here. Race stays green. Sigma officials are gonna circumvent that. That is a wreck that needs to be addressed. Mikko Kunis leads them to the caution here. Wild how that wreck happened on the backstretch. You don't often see some wrecks on the backstretch here. There you have it. Sheridan gets into the 65. Oh, and there's some hard-looking hits there. That is Osiel Escobar, and that 78 is John Brinker. Those trucks go for a wild ride down on the inside. Bam! Hard hits for a few drivers there. Yeah, just wrong place, wrong time for those drivers on the inside there. John Brinker, Donovan Heist, Luis Rodriguez, Matthew Hubert, and Rich Roy. See this angle here. So this is a bit of a curveball for these drivers, as it's not quite halfway and they're going to have to go down and get some gas and fresh tires here with 31 laps to go. Hopefully they'll have enough fuel to make it to the finish. Looks like we do have at least one retirement so far. Rich Roy confirmed out of the race. New leader Matthew Hubert. He just went through that spin and now he's up front. He must have decided to stay out, play some strategy games here. Lights are still on the pace truck, but they should be going out right here, so we'll be going back green next lap. That'll put us at about halfway, 29 laps in, 29 laps to go for the restart here. So, setting the restart here, and the 11, he's going to have to come down pit road, get gas, so I don't know what his game plan is here. Mikko Kunis in the number 13 just pitted and got fuel. 88 of Nanako, Mark Walker, Jeremio, Hobson, Bailey Parker, Sagdiev, Matt Yard, Taylor Cording, Spinham Walker, Lucas Holmes, Skylar Sestre, Jimmy West, Paul Ladino, Santi Messi, Paul Tabarini, Walker Bacon, Gabe McDuffie, and Jamie McMurphy, year top 20. Only one retirement, surprisingly enough, after that wreck. Oh, now he's pitting. Wow, what a weird strategy call. I don't know what he was thinking there. Gets a lap lead, so bonus points for leading the lap, and he's going to pit right at halfway, so that means he's going to be guaranteed to go all the way to the finish. So he's sticking true to his guns of pitting at halfway. Is it going to be that tight on gas that the folks that did pit just now, are they going to have enough fuel in the tank? Forgot to give the wave round to the 45. Hopefully another caution comes out. We can actually get him his wave round here today. 29 laps in, 29 laps to go now. Nanako to the lead. Jeremio right there in second. Number 13, King of the Hill entry for Kunis. Running in third now as Mark Walker right behind him on the back bumper. That Pokemon truck way up front here. Gonna lead a lap, it looks like, heading into the dog leg at the front stretch here. Barely gonna hold the lead off from Chris Jeremio. There we go, 4 wide, 5 wide for 5th place. Holy cow. Wreck waiting to happen on the inside there. They clean it up pretty quickly, but 5 wide starting to get a little bit more commonplace here today. This goes to show you how bad these drivers want it. They're going to give every ounce of their energy to try and win this race here today. Jeremio to the top spot, and here comes Gabe McDuffie in the 03 Seahawks entry. He's going to push 4 wide at the bottom there. Really isn't any rules on going below the line here at Armory. These cars, trucks, whoever's racing here, they're going to find every opportunity to make a pass. Got some lap traffic. Unfortunately, number 11 was involved in that wreck, so Matthew Hubert is going to get the black flag for not meeting minimum race pace here today. Wow, it's going to be close. Hopefully he cuts down on the apron before they catch him here. that right there is Borat Sagdiev in the number 07 Holden leading here at Armory. Yeah, it's going to work almost perfectly. They're going to catch him here in the middle of the turn, and he's going to drop to the apron right here. They're going to stay high and go around him, and it's a bit of a bottleneck as they get held up just a little bit. 5 trucks break away from the rest of the field here. There's power in numbers. Those 5 up front are going to be a sitting duck as the draft starts to materialize behind them. Wide for potential 3 wide for second place. Separation of the packs is, oh, and the 94 loses the lead draft there. There you go. Like I said, power in numbers. These 4 trucks, they're basically one misstep away from getting swallowed whole with the pack behind them. There comes Chris Jeremia with a full head of steam rolling to the front. He's going to be right there on the back bumper of the leader in a matter of seconds. 3 wide for the lead. Jeremio to the bottom. Bailey Parker in the number 4 giving him a good draft. And here comes Kat Durham, the 22 for Trackhouse B Chevrolet. Get to see him move up to the front fighting for the win here today as well. Go. Now it's kind of time to get down to business. Once you've made it, this far in the race, it's all about making it to the finish and being in the right spot here in these closing laps so that you have a chance to actually execute and put yourself in a position to win the race. Up front in his first ever season of USA Trucks, that's Donovan Heist. We've seen him in the Sigma ARCA series a couple times, still seeking that first career Sigma win, but having a good showing here today with Tyler Aspinall Racing's Honda program. Leading the way, getting some laps led in his first career truck start. Kat Durham going low for second place. We actually saw a sizable big one here tonight. All week at Armory, we haven't really seen the big one yet. And then we still have Bridge to Cup to come later today, and that will wrap up our opening season for Sigma. Sigma ARCA, which was a race won by Ace Vaden. Sigma Cup Series just the other night, won by Eli the Wolf. And the USA Trucks here currently on the board, up for contest. Who's going to win tonight? A lot of very, very strong candidates to get the win here. And then the Bridge to Cup, 34 car field, some new faces, some returning veterans, and some Cup guys that are getting the step backwards, back to Bridge to Cup. So, going to be interesting to see what the Bridge to Cup Series has in store for us this year. Last year's champion was Alex Crowther. He got the call up to the Cup Series, and he had a great running at Armory the other night. Top 10 finish for Alex Crowther. Goes to show you that climbing the ladder is huge in the Sigma Series. It's not just right passage. It's more of a honor. It's getting the experience and learning these vehicles and getting better at your craft each and every week. And it seems to prove time and time again that the defending Bridge to Cup champion moves on to Cup to have a successful season. So Alex Crowther already with the top 10. That's trending in the right direction. and especially, you know, top 10 in your first ever start in the Cup Series, you're going to have more than one. It's not a fluke that you're just finishing top 10 for the first race of the year. You're going to have some more top 10s. Now, the wins are a little bit harder to come by, but he's proven that he's got that speed, top 10 speed at least. Look at that, 4 wide, mid-pack, top of the field here. Almost 5 wide again. They are very much flirting with 5 wide all around the track. 19 laps to go. This is getting down to crunch time, figuring out where you need to be at the right time to get to the front and win this thing. Mark Walker leads the race, but Spin'em Walker keeping him very close at the front here as they duke it out back and forth between the two of them. Things have gotten a little bit more spread out again since the restart. Spin'em Walker leads the way. Kyler Sussray used to be a proven winner in this truck series, but it's been a dry spell for him as well. Taylor Cording in the 50, she got the call up this year after having a pretty good ARCA campaign. And just another one of the Cording family that's trying to get their name up there on the board week in and week out. The ebb and flow of this race is insane because you've got some fast trucks waiting in the background that have dropped all the way to the back. If they are careful, they get down to the low side and move their way back up front here. But time is definitely ticking, starting to run out of opportunities to get back up front here. Mark Walker leads over the 07 of Borat Sagdiev. I would say keep an eye on that backfield because sometimes the ebb and flow of this race is so insane that someone from the back could still win this thing. Oh man, the 29 of Jonathan Sheridan has lost the draft altogether. No damage on the 29, so he simply loses the draft under regular race pace here. It's the worst nightmare for any driver at a super speedway is losing the lead draft and getting stuck outside of a position that's not capable of even getting close to winning the race. Things are getting a little bit spread out here, 2 wide throughout the field rather than 3 and 4 wide. The back half of the field still very, very thick, 3 and 4 wide. This might be a cool shot to have at the end of a race for reasons. So Mark Walker leading the way. Cording Brothers Motorsports moving their way up towards the front. You got Santi Messi in the 5 and Taylor Cording in the 50. KBM had a great run at the Cup race, but unfortunately fell short from winning that race, so they might feel a little bit discouraged or snake bitten from not having as good of a finish in the Cup race this week. That could be all made up here today if they find a way to victory lane in the truck race. Because as they always say, winning heals everything. You know, time definitely does too, but winning works a little bit quicker than letting it heal naturally with just standard time. Cat Durham leads the way. Cat Durham very much looking for that first career win as far as I can remember. I don't think he has won any of the races that he's run, but he's definitely had some chances. Like here tonight, it looks like he has a solid chance at getting in the mix for the win. There goes Santi Messi to the lead. 4 wide for second place, almost. Falls back into 3 wide for second place. A bit deeper in the field. Still trying to fight to get things sorted out here. That's the 36 of Lucas Holmes in the 36, trying to make a move for the lead here. Cat Durham fighting back, taking his stab back to the lead. Donovan Heist right there in the mix as well. As we're down to 12 laps to go here tonight. Armory Digital putting on a great show here for us today. Yeah, it's been such an exciting venture into this new truck, the new truck chassis that we have here, upgraded from an old one to the more modern current truck model in NR2003. It was the last big transition in Sigma racing, as everything else was kind of updating by a yearly, kind of at a yearly rate. The ARCA series was the first one to truly be considered the Sigma ARCA series, and that was back when, you know, when the ARCA series came around and it was the Sigma ARCA series. We still had the Sylvania Busch Light series, which eventually transitioned over to the Sigma Bridge to Cup series, and back then it was the Under Armour USATrucks series, the Under Armour Super Ambush Truck series. USA still stands there today. Very, very much kind of the same, more of an ultra super ambush truck series. It's just my reasoning for going with USA. I mean, some folks might even more likely look at it as United States of America truck series. So whichever one floats your boat. And of course, the Cup Series was known as the Sylvania Cup Series. Well, you know, fast forward 3 years later, basically 1 year at a time. 2024 was the ARCA season. 2025 was the transition to the Cup Series. And the trucks were still kind of lollygagging back in the background as the Under Armour Truck Series. And so this year, full-blown transition over to Sigma. And it was the last of the transitions that we needed. So yeah, 2023, 2024, 2025, and finally 2026. All 4 of Sigma Racing's entities are under the Sigma banner. Took a while. I mean, each project is pretty tedious and time consuming, so it took time because each one took that amount of time to actually make happen. Sigma officials are deciding here that they will let Jonathan Sheridan remain on track. We will not DQ him. No, we're going to go ahead and DQ him. I apologize for Jonathan in your first career start. You're going to get credited with 36th here tonight. Unfortunately, losing the pace. Even if we get the wave around on a caution, it would be a caution caused by him getting into the lead group here, causing it. So he's going to go home packing, unfortunately. And we continue onward, hoping for an excellent finish here tonight with just 8 laps to go. like everyone else is tuned back in to catch the finishing results of this race. As we're down to 7 laps to go, things kind of got a little bit spread out here, but still very many of these drivers still within a striking distance to win the race. Your current cast of characters fending for the win, you got Donovan Heist leading the way. You've got Lucas Holmes in second, Paul Tabarini in third. And then in the gaggle, the 3-wide, 4-wide gaggle of trucks here, Kat Durham, Bailey Parker, Mark Walker, Spinham Walker, no relation. They are unrelated, not relative. Santi Messi, Taylor Cording, Miko Kunis, Borat Sagdiev, Barry Yearwall, Campbell Marsh, Asiel Escobar, Noah Hobson, Kyler Sestre, Chasey Plays, David Dixon is a lap down. Not in the mix. But even Paul Ladino still in the top 20. They're very much alive for the drive to win this thing. Here we go, Mark Walker making a move here, getting up to the front. Crazy how we have some drivers that started so deep in the field up front fighting for the win now. Got the number 20. That was the truck piloted by Trevor Vaden, who just claimed his 2025 championship a couple days ago. New driver in the 20 is Barry Yearwall, rookie season for him, hopping into a already proven victory-bound number 20 truck with Trevor Ventures. So great opportunity for him to go out there and fight for wins, and he's already in the mix for this one, top 10 with less than 10 laps to go. 5 laps left in the race. Donovan Heist doing a stellar job keeping that lead away from everyone. It seems like as soon as someone tries to catch him, he finds a way back to kind of close the gap on the group behind him to extend that lead. Some drivers at the back, though, since this restart, just have not had the right setup in the truck, and they have dropped all the way back out of the mix without much shot at winning it. So really only about 20 trucks in the mix, and that might be down to about 10 trucks left in the mix here once we get down to 3 laps to go. Fastest lap was placed by Barry Yearwall. It doesn't always transition over to a win. Don't always see the fastest truck win the race, but it is a good indicator of just what he's got under the hood. So Barry Yearwall right there in the mix, top 8. Maybe now almost looking at a top 5. Plenty of laps, plenty of length to these laps that you can still get some passing done here. Wow, single file for the lead in the closing laps. That's kind of crazy. Getting this strung out for the lead. Kind of your fastest trucks have all migrated to the front of the field here. They're trying to establish their own drafting partners here in the closing laps to try and find a way to get up front and win this thing. Very few teammates in the mix here. You got the 21 and the 20, though. They're both in the top 10. So if Barry Yearwall can get up there with the 20 of Mark Walker, the two teammates could work together to try and win this thing. Kat Durham, a lone soldier for Trackhouse B. Look at that, Barry Yearwall up to 5th. He's going to make a move up to 4th here as well. He's going to find his teammate before long. Couple laps remaining. We will not see the white flag this time, obviously, as it's still technically 3 laps to go, even though it says 2 laps remaining. 2 laps to go this time by. Yearwall, it looks like kind of stalled out there a little bit, not gaining the ground that he was. The 18 actually of Noah Hobson makes a move around the outside to get up into 5th. Oh, and the LFG Motorsports teammates trying to close up on the finish here. Miko Kunis had a run, but that also kind of stalled out as well. as they come across backstretch, heading in turn 3. Coming out of turn 4, the white flag is going to be waving this time. Barry Irwal with one more valiant push here. He's going to stay on the low side and help the 22 maybe with a good draft here. Oh no, he's going to drop low. That's the problem. These drivers are not working together. They're continuing to kind of break from the draft, and that's not establishing a very consistent pace to get up to front. You see right there the two drivers at the lead driving away with it right now. Mark Walker has an option here. Is he going to be able to cut low on the 26, or is Donovan Heist just going to walk away with it here? Here comes the 36, tries to make a push there. He's going to give up on it. He's like, screw this, I'm going to go for the win. Donovan Heist is going to have to defend the rush by the 36. 18 of Noah Hobson trying to get a good draft, but does not work with the 36. Donovan Heist made it look easy at the end here. He's going to roll to victory lane at Armory Digital Super Speedway. And in only his first truck start, takes it to victory lane for Tyler Aspinall Racing Honda. Wow. We weren't seeing much cooperation there at the end. The truck drivers did not want to work with each other as they continued to cut the draft and slice and dice. And if only one of them would have worked alongside each other, it could have been a different story. And that was best case scenario for Donovan Heist, who saw all of the fighting behind him, allowed him to walk away with it. Great start for Tyler Aspinall Racing. It is their first venture into the truck series here as a full-time outfit. And so the 26 of Donovan Heist, victorious here today at Armory Digital Super Speedway. The rest of the results as follows here. You got the 21 of Mark Walker finishing second, Cat Durham in third, Lucas Holmes fourth, Spinham Walker fifth, Noah Hobson sixth, Taylor Cording seventh, Barry Irwal eighth, Miko Kunez, Kyler Sestre, and I will fix the names. I know there's a couple of them. I think I missed some letters here and there. Those will be adjusted by the time scoring gets done. Shy Turtle, Bailey Parker, Paul Tabarini, Santi Messi, and Borat Sagbiev round out your top 15. Heartbreak for one of the defending race winners. Jack Davis comes home 32nd. And some head scratchers from drivers like Billy Lovejoy and a few of the drivers at the back there we know that are capable of running up front. Just not a great finish here tonight at Armory for a couple drivers there, as you see. 3 retirements, 1 truck 1 lap down, and 35 trucks left running on the lead lap. And so yeah, scoring is not going to be super exciting because we kind of know how they finished this race is how they're going to be scored in the points pretty much. But scoring should be done within the next week or so. Probably, maybe even by the time the next race gets down, so we have 2 scores to show for. But of course, next week it'll be the East Coast USATrucks, so the West Coast takes a week off for the East Coast to hop on board. Same with ARCA, where it'll be the Alpha and the Delta series separating the 2. Bridge to Cup and Cup are one unified series without an East-West or a split between the two divisions. Well, congratulations yet again to Donovan Heist and Tyler Aspinall Racing, taking home the win here tonight at Armory. And as I already mentioned, expect the next stream to go up in about 15 to 20 minutes for Bridge to Cup. So thanks for tuning in on the Trucks broadcast here. We'll have the next broadcast up shortly. Until next time, for those of you that may or may not be catching the Bridge to Cup series, thanks for tuning in. Stay safe out there and have a great one. This is Jakester signing out.